Hello Stampers, it's Debbie with Stamp It with Debbie, and today I have a fun card to share with you using a couple different stamp sets from Stampin' Up. And let me show you, if you're new to stamping and you're following me on YouTube, all of my products are Stampin' Up products, and you can order those from my online store at stampitwithdebbie.stampinup.net. So the products I'm using today are Beautiful Bouquet, and this does have coordinating dies with it, and a great font with this, and this is good all around stamp set. Now this one is retiring, so if it's something that you're looking to purchase, I would suggest doing it sooner than later before it sells out. It has happy anniversary, birthday, wedding, thanks, and so much more in there. I'm also using Buffalo Check for the background. And I'm also using Country Home. I'm going to use this water pitcher right here. So let's get started and I'll show you how I created this card. I'm going to put this one up here so it doesn't get any ink on it. I am going to be using the Stamparatus today. And I have a piece of cardstock cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to measure that up here with some lines on my grid. I can't really put the magnets on because the background stamp goes over the whole piece of paper. So I need to make sure that it's lined up in an area that I'll remember where it is, just in case I need to stamp it again. So I have it all lined up here. And now I'm going to bring in my Seaside Spray ink. And I'm just going to make sure that my stamp is really well covered. And I'm going to bring this down and I'm just going to smooth it over and make sure that the ink all transfers from the stamp over to the piece of paper that I put there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lift it up. Looks like it needs to be stamped just one more time. So because it's still in position, I can do that again because of the Stamparatus. That's what's so nice about it. All right, so I'm going to put my ink away because I'm pretty sure that a second time is going to get it just perfect. And I'm just going to make sure all those edges, that's right here in the center where there was a void. So I'm just making sure to press down really well. And there we go. There are still some voids, but I like that look in the Buffalo Check. So if you didn't like that, you could continue to ink over it till you get the look that you want. Now what I have here is a piece of Seaside Spray cardstock cut to 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And I scored it in the center at 4 1/4 and folded it in half. So that's all ready to go. I am going to put some twine, linen thread, onto this side of the card so that I can tie a bow. Just going to wrap it around. And I'll tie a bow here and I'll adjust it when I get done here. And then I can take my paper snips and cut off the edges where I think that it's a little bit too long. Okay, so it's ready to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back. And so I'm going to grab my adhesive. And this is a piece that I had put through before that I didn't think it was quite dark enough, so you can see I turned it over and made it darker. Now I'm just going to put this piece right in the center of my card base and make sure that it's well secured. I do have a die cut that I cut out in Whisper White, and I'm going to add that right over here on the kind of off to the right just a little bit, but not too much. And then here are the pieces that I cut out using those beautiful bouquet flowers. I'm just going to spread them out a little bit so you can see the different flowers and leaves that are available in this set. It's very, very pretty. I do need to pop some of these little pieces out here before I put them on the card. And then we'll be ready to go. So you can see that there's a good variety. There are some other taller kind of filler pieces that you can use, and you can make it whatever color you want. So it makes a really bright, beautiful card for someone for any occasion. So I'm just going to do 3 of those because I don't think I need that last one. And I'm going to try to get these little pieces out of the way. Okay, so what I started with is I stamped this onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends markers. I'm using dark and light smoky slate. And I'm just going to color along the bottom and kind of over here a little bit. I think I'll also do a little bit up here. And then when I color with my blends, I like to kind of go in a circle to blend that color in with the light and the dark color. And so this color I'm using now is light smoky slate. I like the blends markers, because they blend very well, and you can get a great color combination and create effects of shading and shadows with them. So that's what I really like about them. Now, if you don't like the look that you get the first time, you can always add more ink in here and make it darker. So I'm just trying to create a little bit of shading off in this corner to show where light would be coming in on this corner, at this corner here, and then there's going to be dark over at that corner. So now what I need to do is take my paper snips, and I'm just going to quickly cut this out. I'm not going to cut on the inside of the handle. You could if you wanted to, but I think it's covered enough with the flowers and leaves and everything, so I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so here's this piece. Now again, if you want to cut out that, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to take a couple dimensionals, and I am going to pop this water pitcher up. And I actually think I'm going to add one more dimensional right over here on the side, just so that that doesn't tend to want to cave in on the card. Okay, so I'm going to kind of put it down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to start building my flower arrangement. So on that card there, I started with the purple, and I kind of just laid it out to see where I wanted things to go before I got really crazy into gluing it down. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. And again, I did go ahead and stamp all of these and ran them through the Big Shot and got them cut out so that you didn't have to watch me do that. If you're not familiar with that, you can check back on some of my other videos and you'll see how I did create die cuts using the Big Shot very easily. So I'm going to start by popping this one up, and I'm just going to put a dimensional on the back. And I want it to come off of the picture just a little bit. I want you to be able to see that it's a picture. And so that's going to be, I'm going to very lightly pop it up because, whoops, it's stuck. Very lightly pop it up because I want to be able to get these other flowers in here. So I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive on the back of these flowers. And then I am going to just lightly place these where I want them to go. Because next I'm going to want to put some of the greenery in behind the orange flowers. So now I'm going to just snip a little bit of that stem off. And I'm going to put some of the liquid adhesive here. There's some in there. There we go. Okay, and so I'm just going to lightly lift these up and kind of tuck them back behind. And then I'm going to do one more on that side. Put a little adhesive behind that one. And then to balance it out, I think that we should have a little bit on the other side too. So I'll bring one in underneath this orange flower. And then I can kind of push those down because now they're pretty much where I want them to be. Now I do need to place these flowers. So I'm also going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive to those. And I'm going to just tuck that right in behind there. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, when you get some fresh cut flowers and you kind of just keep moving them around until they get the way you want them in the vase. That's kind of what happens when you're making a card too. So we're just going to keep moving them around until we like what we see here. So now I think I'm going to add a couple of the pink flowers. And I'm going to add one maybe right here. And that one will have to hold down just a little bit because there's a couple layers underneath it. And then this one I think I'm going to tuck over here. And then I have one more. I think I'll put it on top there. Now you could add some rhinestones to your card if you wanted to add a little more bling. I think I'm not going to use these pieces, so I'm going to put them aside. Although I might, thinking about using this one. No, I think that's good. So you decide what your bouquet looks like and how many flowers you want in it. And then what I'm going to do is I want to add this little hello on this card here. I added congratulations, but I decided this one I wanted to just add hello. So I'm going to grab another dimensional. And I am going to have it just off the side of the card here. So the dimensional needs to just go beyond the watering can. So there's that project. What do you think about that? Do you like the hello on there, or do you like the placement of the congratulations better? Leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite project is here. If you're following me on YouTube, come on over to Facebook and find me at facebook.com/stampitwithdebbie. We have contests and we like to share and inspire each other over there, so I hope you'll join us. Again, if you need any stamping supplies, I hope that you will visit my online store at stampitwithdebbie.stampinup.net. I hope you've enjoyed these projects, and I will see you in class again real soon.